Kendra, how are you? How were the holidays for you?
Oh, things were great. Everything's been going wonderful. The holidays were great. I took a family trip to Mexico and got away with my parents and the whole family. So that was wonderful for a nice break and kind of an unwind and enjoyed some warm weather and ready to get back at her now that we're in the new year and all that fun stuff.
So you come back to the new year, and then what do you turn around and do? You turn around and have a number one album in Canada. Congratulations. Was that
Thank
like
you.
a late holiday gift, would you say?
I guess so. Yeah, I was super pumped. I guess it was like Christmas all over again. It was such a good, I couldn't have asked for a better release day. And the support that I got on the album was just more than I could have dreamed of. So it was definitely a holiday feeling, that's for sure.
Let's go right into this, make it official. What is the name of the new number one album, and how does it represent you in this part and time of your career? Because this is the debut album for you.
It is my debut album. I called it Homegrown Heart. And the whole idea of that is just who I am as a person and the artist that I am. I still live on a farm just outside of Elkhorn, Manitoba. I ride horses all the time when I'm not busy on the road with music, and my life just revolves around being in the country. So that raised me. That made me who I am. It made me the type of artist that I want to be, the type of person that I want to be. So the whole idea of that is just this homegrown person that, still lives in this little town of 500 people and loves the country life. And that's what this whole album kind of embodies for me. And I thought for my debut album, it wasn't a better title to just show people, show the world that there's this country kid from small town Manitoba chasing this dream. And I'm kind of just grateful for everybody that's following along on this journey.
How important is that, especially when we see a lot of celebrities who, and all goodness to them on it, show the extravagant side, the big house, the big this, the big that, the flashy jewelry and things like that. How important is it for you to say, hey, you know what? I'm doing my thing in music. I'm trying to be as successful as possible at the same time. You know what? I really am who I present myself to be. And it's not about the flash, it's about the music and love of community and family.
Yeah, I'm actually really grateful that I'm able to be so true to who I am. Just with industry, it's like you kind of have this persona and this brand that everybody creates of you. And sometimes, you have to almost put on a costume to go on stage, to go out in public. But for me, I just get to be myself. I get to be the country person that lives in blue jeans and t-shirts and ball caps all the time at home and ride horses, and I get to bring that into my music. So I'm really lucky and happy that I've been able to create my career um, being true to myself and just showing the world that, this is who I want to be. And it's great that people are relating so well with that. And they see the authenticity to my country music because of the life that I live. And that's all that I really want to do is just have people like me that love country music connect to me and connect to my music. And even those little girls that are they live in the small town and there's not as many opportunities sometimes to see that you can still be that country kid that is chasing a big city dream. So I hope that I can inspire somebody else to keep doing that too.
This album is also a woman of voices too. You've got some powerhouses on this. Who else is part of this album?
Yeah, I was super grateful to have such a big team of people pushing for songs and gathering me music, and Carly Pierce and Maren Morris and Patricia Conroy and Megan Patrick and Madeline Merlot. It's
Wow.
the names just go on, and all of these artists, I look up to them as females in the industry, as performers and writers and artists themselves. So to have their support and having their names behind this on this album has been a lot for me too. I'm so blessed to have the support that I do.
I'm curious, when did this album start? Was it during the pandemic? Was it at the end of the pandemic? Like, when was this being carved? And if so, what were some of the trials and tribulations that you had to go through in making this happen? Because as we all know, especially with the way the pandemic was, you didn't know if you could go in a recording studio. You didn't know how to connect with people. Zoom became very popular. How did that all work out?
Yeah, it was kind of a blessing in disguise, really, for me. I had a few of these songs cut before the pandemic had kind of even started, kind of at the beginning of it. And I don't think that at the time, if the world hadn't shut down, I probably would have just kept playing the singles game and maybe an EP with it. But through being locked down, I was really able to kind of discover who I was and what I wanted. And just kind of with the hustle and bustle of the music industry, sometimes we lose ourselves a little bit and we kind of start chasing, you're in the studio, you record a single, you put it out, you promote it. And then it's like a thing that just keeps going over and over again. So I was able to really sit down and figure out what I really wanted. And I was able to keep adding to my song collections with song searching and writing and soul searching, really, just to discover who I was. And I felt that this was the right time because now, through all of that, I've been able to put together this work that shows who I am. And I'm grateful for that because I think if I hadn't had the time to really step back and think about what I wanted and who I wanted to be and what kind of music I wanted to perform and what type of music I wanted to play, that this probably wouldn't be where I am right now. So it really was a blessing in disguise for me. And I'm excited that I get to put this out as my debut album.
Okay, I don't know if you know this or not. You're not alone. I keep seeing a tail going by back and forth. Who is that?
Yeah, that's my puppy. That's Rip. Rip, come here. Come here. He's gonna come. I kicked him out of the room and he keeps coming in because he's got a treat in here somewhere. He's
It's so
my
fun.
little 5-month-old puppy. He hears voices and he's like, who's she talking to?
It was so funny because as you're talking, I'm just going, why do I see a tail just like out of nowhere? Well, hopefully your little puppy's gonna come by because we'd love to say hello. I'm just curious though, when you heard about it becoming number one, I mean, where were you? What were your feelings? I mean, you must have went like, well, wait, what? Debut album
Yeah.
goes number one. Well, what's going on here?
Yeah, I was it was kind of like in the morning I woke up and it was sitting up high. It was sitting at like 16 or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool for like the debut. And I was like, that's cool. Like, that's awesome. I look at the names that are sitting around me and all that. And I'm just like, okay. So a little bit later, I had a phone call with my manager and I'm like, oh, we're sitting really good on the charts. And we pulled it up again. Then it moved up to number 8. And he's like, you know what? Just let your fans know that it's really doing well on iTunes and see what happens. So I just did a little post and just been like, hey guys, like we're so close. Like let's just keep it going. And I have such amazing supporters and everybody started sharing it and telling their friends and family and boosting it around. And the next thing I knew, it was sitting at number 3 for a really long time. And I was like, okay, like this is awesome. Like I hit number 3. I'm like I was around, like there was Shania Twain's album, Morgan Wallen album on there. Like I was just like, okay, like I'll stay here. I'm fine with number 3. And then I think I was actually making supper. And then my mom texted me and she's like, you're number 1. And I was like, oh my God. So then I went on iTunes, was like, holy man, this is incredible. So then I was kind of having a little freak out and couldn't believe I am blown away with the support that I always have from the people that I'm closest with. And they definitely had a big hand in helping make this happen because everybody's just so supportive and like pushes for things to happen for me. So it was definitely a very cool moment that I won't ever forget because having your debut go number 1 is just like what everybody dreams of. So it's pretty cool.
Amazing. Are you going to tour this or can you tour this?
That's the plan. Yeah, we're setting up shows. I have shows rolling in for this year now. So I'm excited to kind of reshape the show around this and keep adding new stuff to my set and making it more and more fun and relevant to kind of where I am at now. So there's definitely lots of shows coming up, stuff to be announced real soon. So I'm pumped to get on the road and play this while we finally can. So it's great. I'm so excited.
Can you like think about this? You're going to be able to go up on stage with all of these fans and say these words. Thank you for making my debut album number 1. You get to say that for the rest of your life. Think about that.
That's so cool. I know. It's like that's what I said too when I was making this album. I'm like, you only get one debut album. Like that's all you get. Like you don't get to redo your debut album. So I'm like, it has to be right. The timing has to be right. I have to be ready, like emotionally, physically, in my career with my team. And and I felt like we finally were. It was a lot of years of recording and building, and I started this out just kind of me and my manager and my band, and we've kept adding to the team, and we've grown into this big family now that is so amazing and so supportive. And this is all led up to this moment. So I'm really grateful that these people have joined along the journey and pushed for this for me too.
And I think the other amazing thing too is, the folks that are on this album, very well established superstars who I've had the chance to interview. One of the things I always say I love about the Canadian country music community is there's always room, and they will always make room for the next artist to be right up there. How does it feel that, in my quotations, they made room for you and said, "Here you go. Here's a chair. Sit down. Enjoy yourself."
Oh, well, thank you. It feels great. I kind of just have been going with the flow. I love performing and playing music, and I never really would have dreamt that I would have been able to do it for as long as I have. I started recording and releasing songs when I was in high school, and I was kind of just like, I'm just gonna let it take me where it does, and try my hardest and hope I get somewhere. And if not, it's gonna be a journey, and I'm gonna make some friends and have a time. And it's just been that and way more than I ever could have hoped. So the fact that, I feel so involved in the music community, and I've made like some of my biggest friendships because of music. It's amazing. It's the best. And if I can, keep kind of putting my stamp in country music and be amongst the people that I look up to as artists and writers and performers and all that, then I'm grateful, and it's gonna just keep going forward. So I'm pumped.
As we
So
speak, you said you're in Manitoba right now, correct? Oh,
that's
were you gonna
correct. Here's the friend. This is Rip.
rip?
He's Rip. Yeah, this is Rip.
Oh, Rip, you're
The big lap
adorable.
dog.
Oh my good. And that's 5 months?
5 months. Yeah, he's gonna be a big boy.
Wow. No wonder you needed a farm.
Yep, pretty much. He's the big tour dog. Say hi
I
to
love it.
everybody. Hi. You're
Oh
just gonna
my
say
goodness. He's adorable. And you
okay.
got a great mommy too. So there you go.
He's
Any
spoiled
ch-
rotten.
Even though you're Manitoba, any chance that you may jump the border? Because as we speak, Juno Awards are literally like 6 or 7 weeks away. Any chance that we might see you there, maybe doing a showcase or hanging out?
I'm always traveling around. I want to keep growing outside of everywhere. We are setting up a lot of shows outside and kind of beyond within Canada, and hopefully we can just keep growing outside and take my music as far as I can take it. So we're definitely setting up lots outside of home base, and I'm grateful that I get to do that and have the the support to be able to do that. It means a lot.
Well, cross
But yeah.
fingers that we will see you in Edmonton for the Junos when it comes up in March. And cross fingers that you're going to be hopefully in Ontario for some of those great performances too, because we'd
Yeah.
love to have you. As we're wrapping this up, what advice can you give folks out there? Because you've definitely followed your dream. We're in a new year. People have their New Year's resolutions. They're already into it. And some may be going, I don't know if I could do this or not. What advice can you give them, whether it be New Year's resolutions or just following dreams?
I think that's just it. It's just to follow your heart. At the end of the day, if I learned anything about not being able to play music through those couple of years of the lockdowns, was how much I truly love it and how much I truly want to do it. So I'm never gonna take that for granted anymore. And I feel like if everybody else could just take a little bit from that, if you love performing, if you love to sing, if you love to write, or just any sort of dream, even if it's not within the music industry, you need to chase it. Life's too short to not kind of live your life to the fullest. And I love to see people stepping outside their comfort zones and pushing the barriers and just trying their hardest to get somewhere. Because even if you don't get as far as you were hoping, there's a lot of experience that you get to take away from it that you can look back on and be proud and then say, at least I tried. And if you work hard enough, it'll come. And that's truly what I believe.
Amen to that. Congratulations on the music. Congratulations on the career. Looking forward to seeing you on tour. Cross fingers that you will end up somewhere down in Ontario, and probably see you at the CCMAs when that rolls around too. Congratulations. Talk soon, and all the best for you for 2023.
Thank you so much, Rudy. It was great chatting, and I appreciate all your support.